So, exactly what does happen when we don't get enough sleep? Well, think about it like a smartphone, computer, smart TV, what have you, that has had extended use, multiple apps open, cache memory is filled, and needs a reboot to get optimal performance. Well, the same thing goes for the human brain, body, and soul. Sleep is the reboot and the restart required for optimal performance. A study done in Australia showed that just 10 hours of being awake started to have a noticeable impact on cognitive functioning, our alertness, our ability to focus, our coordination, etc. After 24 hours of no sleep, alertness is equal to a 0.1% blood alcohol level, which is the legal intoxication level in the US. Oh. Babe, did you move my glasses again? I know she moved them. If you're like, dude, chill, I'm good, I get 6 hours of sleep. Well, that study also showed significant reductions in reaction times, impulse control, floods the body with these stress hormones that causes depression, anxiety, irritability, and last but not least, big impact on our sense of humor. So what does that mean? You can't laugh? Well, also attached with that is your ability to enjoy things and to have a good sense of humor and take a little lightness into the walk of life, which is, in these days, imperative. I thought you said there was no such thing as crazy. Hello? So how are we going to fix that problem of not getting enough sleep? Well, first thing is knowing what a circadian rhythm is, or circadian cycle is a natural oscillation that takes place every 24 hours, repeats itself. So this is the key for us to get our bodies into a natural progression of wanting to go to bed at the same time every night and wanting to wake up at the same time every day. And you need to do that as much as possible by putting your bedtime into a 1 hour window and your wake up time in a 1 hour window at minimum. This helps your body get naturally programmed, just like any other natural habit or you're just trying to develop, to take place naturally, subconsciously. And your body will adapt to it if you just stay consistent with it long enough, about 30 to 45 days. It'll actually get into that rhythm and start following the rules of when to go to sleep and when to wake up, so that you're not battling the go to bed, falling asleep, the battling of waking up and getting alert and getting to it basically as quick as you can during the day. The way we want to address this is morning and night routine. I am so negatively affected by not getting enough sleep. It's scary. And when I say scary, I can come across like,
I'm sorry.
You're okay. Thank you though. I do have dyslexia and ADD and ADHD apparently. The weirdest thing about the no sleep thing, or not get enough sleep, I should say, is that it literally makes my brain not process stuff. I already have a little difficulty speaking sometimes because my brain and my mouth work in different places, like speeds. So it's really funny to see the effects it's had on me. So let's go into that routine that I've shared with many people and it's helped them. They love it. It works. It's simple. You can remember it. It's not complicated, because this can get as complicated as you want to make it, just like anything. It may be a little different for some people. You may modify some of this, but this is going to be something that you can work with and as a starting point and maybe even an ending point in terms of getting your sleep on. Number one, no eating or drinking 2 to 3 hours before sleep. 3 hours is optimal. The reason you don't want to do that is because you don't want to be getting up and going to the bathroom all night. Don't eat 3 hours before you go to sleep. Your body's still digesting it. You're laying down and it can cause digestion problems, which causes discomfort. So you want to get your body well into that digestive process by the time you get into bed so that your body's relaxed and going to sleep. Number two, turn off bright lights. If you have dimmers in your house, or you can get dimmers in your house, or at least in the rooms that you're in before you go to sleep, do that because that helps your body think and realize that it's not get up and go time. It's time to start mellowing out. If you have kids, this is the same kind of thing we do for our kids. It's interesting. I used to have young kids. My kids are growing up, but we used to put them into like sleep comas by this little routine we would do because it was so vital to have that time when they go to sleep to just like have a minute, and have a little bit of time without being, constantly called to go do something. So regardless if you have kids or not, put yourself into a sleep coma routine. Get off your phones. Get off your phones within 30 minutes before going to bed at least. I mean, you need a break from it anyway, but get off of it because it also stimulates the brain, and your brain thinks that you're supposed to be doing something, and you don't want your brain to think you're doing something. And number 3, journaling and reading. Amazing. I have started reading before I went to bed. I never used to do that. And I heard about somebody doing it, and I was, I'm always like, tell me about it. Why? Why are you doing that? And they said it helps them fall asleep, it relaxes them. I mean, if you read, even informational reading, stuff that we're doing educationally or self-improvement, whatever it is, it just gets your mind on a track that's off of everything else. This is the key, because our minds, we go all day long, just nonstop in the world we're in today. And if you don't have something that will take your mind off of that, my mind starts going, all right, what are you gonna do about this? What are you gonna do about that? Wait, don't forget this, don't forget that. One page in my journal where I can literally jump over to it when I think of something I gotta make sure I don't forget, or a great idea, or when I'm trying to turn it off. It's brutal, but I just gotta put it down, because if I don't put it down, I'm gonna keep thinking about it and I can turn it off. As soon as I write it down and it's out of my mind, it's out of sight, out of mind, etc. Now, the wake up routine. First thing in the morning when you wake up, turn on lights, like the things you want to do at nighttime when you want to turn off the bright lights. I wake up at about 5, and obviously it's dark at 5. And I would wake up and I do my mood lights, dimming out the house, and I just love that vibe. It's super chill. But that's the problem. It's super chill. Andy Huberman said, I love Andy. He's like a freaking human computer. If we get 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight first thing in the morning, and as much exposure, chest is good, I guess, because of the vital organs that are in your chest area, and let that sun get in your eyes is the first, that's the main thing. Through your eyes and your body, and your skin's the biggest organ on the body. It absorbs in that sun, that vitamin D, and it not only wakes it up, but it does it in such a way that you're in this like chill rhythm, but got it going on in the head rhythm. And if you can't do it where you can get out and get sun, full sun, just getting your eyes into the sun. It does not work the same when you're using bright lights in terms of getting that same effect. But the bright lights, even if they're artificial, can still give you that same wake up and alertness that we're trying to get when we're first thing in the morning. All right, next, do a 12 to 16 ounce glass of water first thing in the morning, before you have coffee, before you do anything else. And if you can do it with lemon and salt and a little dash of salt, it is a phenomenal detox for the body. But regardless, if you just do the water alone, flushes the toxins through, and it starts your body in a hydration mode, it starts your body in a clean mode. And then if you want to go to coffee after that, you actually feel the effects of coffee even much more, because coffee is also something that can dehydrate you. So doing 12 to 16 ounce glass of water first thing in the morning when you wake up will set up the rest of your day for your blood glucose, blood sugar levels, and kicks off your metabolism in an incredible way. And another little hack with that is heating up the water. Heating up the water actually relaxes the digestive system, helps with regularity, and it helps get the water into your body where your body accepts it. And then if you want to add lemon to it and Epsom salt, that's also very good for detoxing the body. Next, coffee. We want to make sure when we're drinking coffee that it's not disrupting our sleep cycles. And coffee can have especially today with how powerful coffee has become, can have a very abusive effect on our sleep cycles. So the fact you got to remember is that coffee has a 5 to 7 hour half-life. So meaning that after the effects that you're feeling from the caffeine from coffee, you have another 5 to 7 hours that caffeine is still working in your system. So the experts say, and one of those being Andy Huberman, don't drink coffee past 12 o'clock in the day. That way, by the time you go to bed, fall asleep, it doesn't affect you falling asleep. More importantly, it doesn't affect you once you go into REM sleep, which occurs very close to the time that you actually are falling asleep at night. So instead of drinking coffee past 12 o'clock, drink water. Water hydrates the body, keeps the blood sugar, blood glucose levels in check, and it'll actually start getting your body to naturally start producing this energy that comes more efficiently and effectively than this induced nervous energy that comes from coffee and caffeine. And then as far as food goes, breakfast, lunch, and so forth, you don't want to have sugar, obviously, in the morning, based on all the stuff we're talking about. That's probably pretty clear. Make sure that you keep a low carb and a high protein breakfast. That is optimizing your brain function, your alertness. Protein is so key and clutch for keeping the brain alert and feeding the brain. We're talking, all this stuff we're doing is fueling the body. So if you want to fuel the body properly, and you want to fuel the body to optimize its performance and its alertness and its relaxed time and its up time and down, you got to fuel the body properly. So this is a fuel that we're talking about, that we're putting in our body when we talk about food and drink. And you want to do it in the right orders and in the right form so that you actually get your body to be optimal, right? I can't tell you how much that's changed my energy. If you do the low carb, high protein, or zero carb, high protein for the first part of the day, and then do at dinner time, still your adequate protein and complex carbs only. Complex carbs help your body to produce melatonin, which is obviously the chemical we want to produce for falling asleep. So complex carbs at nighttime are great for slowing the body down, getting it to set into the pre-sleep ritual of, starting to feel like it wants to fall asleep. All right, number 3, exercise. A Hopkins medicine study showed significant improvements in sleep when you just do 30 minutes a day of exercise. For me personally, exercise is the worst of the 3. I don't enjoy working out anymore, necessarily. I enjoy after working out because I feel so good after I work out, but I don't really enjoy the process of working out anymore. I used to love it when I was younger, and since then I've had all these injuries, literally all over my body, both my knees, both my shoulders, neck, surgery on all that, lower back. So it is not like a pleasurable thing for me anymore in terms of the act of doing the workout, but the mind accomplishment, the stress relief, all the benefits mentally, basically, that I get from working out are the sole reason I stay intact with it, because other than the fact that if I didn't, all my body parts would start hurting. So I'll give you some things that help with that resistance to working out, that has helped me, that I think will help you. First of all, set the standards kind of low. By that I mean, if I don't feel like working out, I drag myself in and start that process, and lo and behold, sometimes I'll have one of the best workouts I've ever had, because my mind just goes, screw it, go after it, and then things start reacting, and I put myself in the right place basically to get the workout done, walking in there. And if you just mentally put yourself into the right place, it's amazing sometimes the way the body responds to that, because the body's wanting it. Kind of. My body sometimes doesn't, but my mind wants it. And so when I go out and I do that, it's like that thing with the getting in the flow of things. You'll hear me say this a lot. I'm all about that, because that has been the thing that has got me to the place of balance and all the things that I'm trying to accomplish with my just peace with myself, right? And the mind and the body reward you for overcoming the things we don't want to do. And the biggest thing about that is that it actually changes your confidence in yourself. Doing things you don't want to do changes your confidence in yourself. Things that you need to do, that is. And they're good for you to do. And when you start believing yourself, when you start like knowing that, all right, you're saying I'm going to do something, and then you follow through with doing it, it's like a confirmation to your soul that you are being true to yourself and that you're looking out for yourself, taking care of yourself. And self-care is a very, very vital piece to getting all these things in check with ourselves. So if you don't really like working out like I don't, do it for all the other reasons, for the things it's going to do to improve your confidence in yourself and make you believe in yourself. When I was at points where I didn't believe in myself and that I was going to do what I wanted to do or say, I just quit even wanting to do certain things. And it's like a cycle that is just a spiraling down cycle that you get to a point where you don't even try to make efforts to do anything or say you're going to do anything because you're probably not going to do it. Keep it where you can do it and be consistent with it, no matter what is happening around you. And if you can do that and find a way to do that, which you can, it may take you a little while. It took me a little while. I have all kinds of variations. When I'm hurting too much to go, I'm hurting right now. When I'm hurting too much to go work out with weights, I'll go to the pool and swim. I'll, oddly enough, pickleball, which I completely resisted because everybody's playing pickleball. It's like, I'm not going to do it. It just drove me nuts how everybody was into it and talking about it. So really quick story on that. It's kind of funny, actually. So I go to my nephew's wedding down in South Florida, and they're all pickleball fanatics. And they're like, dude, you got to play pickleball with us. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll play. It was all the guys. I was like, I'll just go out there and just play just to have fun. It was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. My wife's playing with me. She's hilarious playing with us. So it's fun. It's just good to get out. Find a way to do something so that you get your body in the process of doing that and rewarding your mind and your soul that you're doing what you should be doing for yourself and that you're going to follow through with it. That's all this is about. This isn't about getting in crazy rock solid shape or losing tons of weight or anything. This is just the pure fact that you're going to go work out. You're going to do something healthy for your body and most importantly, your mind, because that's what it's all about. It's the mind, body, and soul connection that you just do these things and put them together. Keep them super simple. Be consistent. That is the biggest key to all of it. Be consistent. Do that. I can tell you right now, it'll make a dramatic difference for you. So I want to wrap this up with something. This is not a contest or a challenge or anything like that. This is just something I want you to do for yourself. Because I think if you're still watching this, you probably want to do these things. You want to get yourself in check. And if maybe you have been struggling to do that or lacking the confidence in yourself to say, yeah, I'm going to do it because you're not going to do it, all that, just take one piece of each one of these three things that we've gone over and just do one of them for now. Just start super simple and do one of them. And that's it for each one of these three. Keep it simple, low standards, so to speak, because sometimes the whole thing to getting anything started, to making a change or making a habit that you want, developing a habit that you want to have, is just taking the very first little small step. And the more or the less intimidating that first step is, the better it is to make it happen. And the most likely it is that you're going to make it happen. And let's just say even this, even if you don't do one of each three of these areas we're talking about, you just do one area, one of the three areas. Do that and just focus on that for the next 45 days. And then next step, go to the next, do the next one. And then add on as you go through it. In other words, whatever it takes for you to be encouraged to do it and to be on board with doing it and start proving to yourself, more importantly, that you will do these things for yourself and take care of yourself. So I want to encourage you to do this with me. And if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to it, it'll keep it more relevant, and maybe you can effectively help other people do the same thing. But because we need this, we need to be brought together. We need to be helping each other to get through this life we're in. The world in general is really a bizarre place now today. It's probably always been just as bizarre as it is today, but I don't think we've ever been so aware of it. It hasn't been so obvious there's the technology and all the things we have around us allows us to see more things and hear more things than we ever did before. So maybe it wasn't that it was ever, it's been any simpler than this. It just is that now we're able to really see the wackiness that goes on, and addressing that in the right state of mind is going to be the key for you and me, for us. So stay tuned, subscribe to this channel for yourself, subscribe to this channel and give it a thumbs up so that you get alerts when the next video comes back up. With that, we will promote the energy that I'll talk more about as we go into these next videos. And I'm not talking about just energy, like I'm talking about energy, like the flow of our bodies, and we are built of energy. If you watch my other video, you'll see this is about building a positive energy that is desperately needed today. So thank you so much for watching this. If you watched all the way through, thank you. And I promise I will deliver for you, and I will bring you valuable content that will be life-changing.